Hello, hello. Welcome to Timmesha Shockley here, where I strive to teach, aspire, and shit. I'm so I feel like I say this every video, but I'm really excited about today's video because if you haven't gone through it, if you haven't had to work with this child just yet, or you aren't living with this child just yet, well, just share this video because it'll help somebody, okay? So today we are going to be talking about how to work with, raise strong-willed child. And I know some of y'all are like, oh my goodness, what is she gonna say? What tips does she have? Gimme. And trust me, I have been in that position. So we are gonna jump right into this video. Like I said, we are talking about how to work with and raise a strong-willed child. And the first tip that I have is that we, as the adults, the caregivers, the teachers, the parents, we have to shift our mindset about our child. So I know a lot of times, and I even had to correct myself because I was going to name this video handling a strong-willed child, and I was like, no, I'm not handling a child. It makes it seem like it's a negative context, and I know it can be frustrating, okay? I'm not saying that it's not frustrating, but I also had to change my mindset about how I view this child. And how oftentimes you'll hear people compare a strong-willed child to a quiet child or a meek child, and oftentimes that quiet and meek child is seen in such a positive light, and then you say, oh, she's just a strong child, and it's seen negatively. But we have to shift our mindset and understand that our child's assertiveness, our child's independence, our child's need for making their own choices, their need for that independence, often what leads to a great leader and someone who's taking charge, someone who is not going to be afraid to stand up for the underdog. So we have to learn that as adults within these children's lives, it is so important that we help hone, cultivate, and help them to express this need for assertion, this strong-willedness that's within them. It's up to us to kind of help them filter out, show them how to express it in a healthy, well-balanced. So that's the first tip that I have. And like I said, I had to correct myself on this, so don't feel alone if you like, ooh, ouch, that hurt. All right, so my second tip that I have for us on today on how to raise or work with a strong-willed child is allow for appropriate choices and independence. These strong-willed children often just have a natural desire to make choices for themselves. They crave, they need that independence. So it's so important that as the adults within their life, we allow room for those appropriate choices and independence to take place. And a perfect example of appropriate choices is, for example, if it's time to nap and your 2-year-old is like, no, I don't want to nap, right? And they're refusing to nap. This is when you have to put in those boundaries, which is going to be my next point. But that's when you have to say, okay, right now it is time to nap. You don't have to nap, but it's quiet time. So that means that you can give them appropriate choices of things they can do during this time, or if it's up to you, if it's cool, they can simply be in their room. So this way you are allowing for that appropriate choices to take place, but you are also setting that boundary, that limit, that non-negotiable for your child. So like I said, this goes into my next topic or my next tip, which is to have those boundaries in place. If you haven't, check out a video that I did talking about that boundaries. I'll leave it linked in the description box. Make sure that you are establishing non-negotiables, establishing household rules within your children or within your home, so that way your kids know, like, remember we talked about the rules in our home, and this is not in agreement with our rules. So this is just not going to happen. It's not going to work. The next thing that you want to do to allow for or help while raising and working with a strong-willed child is you want to allow for moments of compromise to happen when it's appropriate, and you want to allow for honesty on an appropriate age level for your kid. That may be your child demanding that you guys go outside right now, or that you help them make a craft, but you can use you can be honest with your kids and say, right now mom or dad has to work, but once I'm finished, I can help you with that. Or, right now, mom and dad has to finish these dishes or finish prepping this food because we have a party that's about to happen. But afterwards, I can help. Just that level of honesty and compromise that you're showing with your child is you're showing them that you're communicating with them. You hear their needs, you hear what they, want, but this is what needs to be done for now. The fourth tip, I believe, the fourth tip that you want to make sure that you're doing is that you are seeing your child and that you are listening to your child. And it's so important, especially within strong-willed children. They have the desire and the need to feel heard, to feel like, they matter. Well, that's with any child, but especially with strong-willed children, they want to know that their voice is being heard. So it's so important that as the adults, the parents, the teachers, the caregivers, and these children's lives, that we are truly listening to what they need. We're listening to what they're telling us, and we're seeing that child for who they are. Another part of seeing your child for who they are is helping them to name and express the emotions that they're feeling. So, if they aren't getting their way and they're showing frustration, help them talk through that emotion so they know and they can verbalize and put words to how they are feeling. And the next tip that I have for us today is allow for mistakes to happen. They are and they're going to happen. And I think the biggest thing that we can do as parents, as teachers, as caregivers in these children's lives is express to them that mistakes are okay. Mistakes happen and they are just a part of life. And a simple part could be, me, if I raise my voice at one of my students, me going back to them and saying, I'm really sorry for raising my voice at you. That was not okay. And I really do apologize. And letting them know that we are adults, we're human, and we get frustrated, we get angry, and we make mistakes, and that's okay. All right, so I hope that these tips helped you guys. I'm excited to hear about how you guys are implementing them within your homes. Like I said, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video as well. And I look forward to seeing y'all in my next video. All right, take care, bye-bye.